These are the scariest moments in football. So the first moment here we have Serge Aurier accidentally jumping onto Alaba there. Not quite doing it on purpose, trying to jump over him, but ends up landing on him, which can be very, very painful. Here we have Jamal Musiala. Appears to know that he has been injured, so he sits down and cannot continue, unfortunately. And the Bayern staff take him off the pitch, and unfortunately he could not go on. Here is Sadio Mane jumping up and kicking Ederson in the face, and it almost looks like he passes out, but he does not. But it does end up in being a red card for Sadio Mane. Okay, so the next moment here is another similar chance from the last one, but this time it's the goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer in this case, who clatters into the player attacking, which was Jeremy Frimpong, and it's a pretty nasty body check there. He goes absolutely flying, and it does end up being a red card to Manuel Neuer, which I do think is justified. Here we have an awful challenge from Naby Keita, the former Liverpool player, and Kramer does end up taking it like a champ. I don't know if it ended a red card, but either way, here is a Monaco player who accidentally follows through and kicks Donnarumma in the face, which is a real bad injury. Here we have Bizaghi for Fiorentina, unfortunately getting hit by plastic cups by the West Ham fans, which is quite poor. And not what you want to see, especially not in the Conference League final, big game for both teams. Here we have a poor challenge from Lo Celso, where he studs up on Azpilicueta, but I think he gets away with it in the end. Here is Erling Haaland going into Dan Burn, and it does end up in quite a nasty looking injury for him, or a cut at least. Here we have a Man United player injuring, or at least tackling, Mo Salah, and Harry Maguire is absolutely furious, and the two teams are fighting a little bit as well, including Diogo Jota and Alessandro Martinez. Here we have another Bayern Munich moment, and this time it is Joshua Kimmich who goes down after a Leipzig player tackles them, and it is Hendricks, I believe, who does the challenge. Harry Kane's not happy with him either. Here we have West Ham, and it is Nikola Vlasic there, accidentally barging into the opposing player, and it is a pretty nasty ankle fracture, unfortunately, for the Burnley player, and Nikola Vlasic there not in an amazing state as to what he unfortunately accidentally made, and Westwood did. I don't know, I can't remember if he came back from that, because I don't remember hearing his name since then. But interesting to see where he is now. Hannessy's laughing as well. Here's Ramsdale wasting a little bit of time at the end of the match when it's 2-0, and Richarlison not happy at Ramsdale, and Ramsdale goes to pick up his water bottle, and a player kicks Ramsdale in the arm, or the side of the the body, but he then disappears into the crowds, and no one is able to find him. And the Arsenal and Tottenham players are fighting, and Mikel Arteta is trying to get Ramsdale to come with him, understandably so. Here we have an injury. I'm not sure if he's dislocated his knees, blurred, or if it's the bone popped out. I don't think it can be, considering he just took a long kick. But I'm sure whatever it happened, it must have been extremely painful, because he did look like he was in quite a bit of agony. The goalkeeper has played it, and he has a fracture on his leg in the Conference League here, and he's crying and screaming in quite some pain from Genk, and I'm not sure what's happened exactly, but some sort of fracture on his leg, which is not good at all, and he does get carried off. I'm not sure if it was the striker who touched, he sort of barged into him or not, but did not look like a nice injury. Here is Daryl Dike, who's just recovered from an injury, returning for West Brom, and his first challenge, he goes down, it looks like, for his first game back, playing 8 minutes, then getting stretchered off, which is one of the worst feelings I can imagine for a footballer. Just coming back, working hard at rehab, and then having to go off just after making 8 minutes, which is not very nice at all. Having to watch from the stands and getting a little bit emotional there, understandably so. Here we have Ajax and Bayern Munich, and there's a tackle there gone on to Goretzka there on his foot, and it has ended up in a red card for Tagliafico, I believe. Here is Thomas Müller, who does not look up and accidentally kicks Tagliafico in the head, resulting in a red card, rightfully so, and unlucky from Müller. He's looking only at the ball, but still he ends up hitting Tagliafico. And here is Son getting a red card for kicking Rudiger, which is, I think it'll be somewhat fair. Here we have Neil Maupay scoring what is just an open goal after Lloris made an absolute howler, but he has injured his arm in doing so as well. Here is the Monaco player getting tackled and appearing to be in quite some pain. I'm not sure if that's Gonalons, CDM, I think it might be, and that is a poor challenge. And here we have Tottenham. Bentancur has collapsed, it appears, on the field against Liverpool there. Not a nice thing to see for the fans and the players, but I believe he was alright after this. Currently at Tottenham still, I believe, doing well. Here we have Bournemouth against Spurs, and the young kid Veliz, I believe, got injured, but they had no more substitutions left, so he had to play on, unfortunately, which is a shame. And he appears to be very, very injured there, and keeping on fighting to the last minute, and hopefully that has not resulted in an even worse injury. And I think the manager is maybe a little bit selfish keeping him on, not just bringing him off and playing with a man less. Lo Celso then saying that he could have taken his place, I presume. Here we have Xhaka there tackling Harry Kane, and Harry Kane then retaliating. However, not sure he actually touches him that much, but either way he does get contact. And Florian Wirtz, I believe, was actually getting tackled. Here we have Abraham elbowing Lewandowski. Here's Grealish getting punched by a Birmingham fan, which is not very nice at all, and you'd only ever see this from a Birmingham fan, of course. He then later on scores the winner against Birmingham as well, to make it even nicer, and that is quite beautiful as well, to get that revenge on the fan, saying that he quite enjoyed scoring that goal, and celebrating with the fans and proving that fan wrong for coming onto the pitch. Here we have an extremely poor challenge from the Spurs goalkeeper Gazzaniga, and it does end up being a penalty, as he basically kung fu kicks him, completely misses the ball as well, may I add. Here we have some sort of, I don't know what he's done. The player has scored even though he's injured, which is not very happy. Are the other players, of course, from the Santos goalkeeper has injured himself, and he has made it aware, but the striker just goes for his instinct and scores. Here we have Chesney clattering into his own player, his own Barcelona, Balde there, and Benfica go through on goal and score it. And he did obviously end up still making, continuing. Jack Stevens there with what looks to be a definite red card, and it is, yeah. Tackling Garnacho, a very poor challenge. Here is Andre Gomez getting tackled by Son and I guess clats into Aurier, and he got a really nasty tackle or challenge injury where his foot basically dislocated. It was quite a nasty thing to see. Here we have an RB Leipzig player going down. Kyle Walker pushing Højlund, and Højlund not very happy, squaring up to Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker getting tapped on the head, and then dives quite awfully, and it leads to a yellow card from both of them. Kyle Walker now at Burnley, of course. Here is Ajax with a challenge, and who is that? Is that Edson Alvarez? No, it's Dusan Tadic trying to get the Shakhtar Donetsk, the Valencia player, to get up. Here's Crystal Palace against a poor challenge there from Aubameyang on Maya, and it does end up being a red card, which is quite fair, I believe. That has been all for the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to check out some of the other videos, there is a reaction playlist with all my other reaction videos and a video that YouTube thinks that you will like. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.